Well, hello and welcome. As always, I am your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master Peter. Today with me are two of my lovely heroes. We have Travis, who plays Talbot, our wizard of some kind. Right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And we have Rachel, who plays Beryl, the one and only, aka Rock Lady. But we do love her so. For those of you who tuned into the Twitch that was starting soon, music was brought to you by Brett Max. He's an old friend of mine. You can go ahead and check him out on YouTube if you type in Brett Max. He does a lot of rapping and whatnot. He's very good. He's very young too, so go ahead and check him out too. Enjoy supporting him. If you haven't checked out Travis's channel, I do believe it's Travis On Demand still, correct?
It is a travesty on demand.
Travesty on Demand. Travis does stream as well. He does Dead by Daylight and a couple of others, I do believe. You kind of branched out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll go ahead, if Travis is okay at the end of this video, or during our intermission, you can go ahead and plug in his link there. And if he's okay, I'll go ahead and share his link to his Twitch in the YouTube description. Oh, leave a comment. One of those two. We'll get that, show that love out there. That being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Where we last left off, I'm going to do a little kind of changing on how the Ether Heart was introduced. I felt like I was a little bit on that description, mainly because I kind of want to just do it over and give you guys a better description of what this Ether Heart is, and kind of what it looks like. For those of you who don't know, check out episode 27. It will kind of catch you guys up. And 27 and 26, I think it kind of blends in together nicely here. But as all four of you are kind of lining up there in your little suits, and as the butler kind of, gives himself to forming the casing of the Ether Heart, now as all the other bones from the dead bodies and just kind of the surrounding area collapse into this Ether Heart to make it glow. The Warforges, the butler, since he's a Warforged, his metal kind of, makes that lovely casing around it. Babylon will reach his hand in to grab it, reach out of his pouch, cast a spell, and kind of create this like living box with like 4 legs and everything. He will open it and just look at you guys and say, the Ether Heart will let you know when it's ready. And puts it in there and then closes it, and kind of like vines, twigs, and leaves kind of wraps into like a lock. So you kind of have like a mimic chest made of vines, rocks, leaves, and whatever was in the surrounding area. He will say that will follow you guys, but it will mainly kind of just follow Talbot for now, since Talbot does have the most pure arcane power whilst dabbling into anything else. Then everything will play out accordingly with you guys. As everyone's going up the elevator, we'll have Talbot, as everyone kind of like talking to each other, yeah, we got it. Let's have it look down back at Babylon. Babylon will look at Talbot and just like wave, and then slowly like disintegrate into like dust and leaves into the wind. Then the whole area around it will start to collapse on itself. So this room is no longer accessible. And then
that's the room we got the Ether Heart in.
Correct.
Not the room we spent 2 days hanging out in.
Correct. The room with Ether Heart is no longer accessible, and now everything else plays out as normal, and we go from the very top. Looks like we got Kyle, who is a Crimson Chin of our group, who plays the fairiest furry feather friend, Tetsu. I know, I'm going with something new. And we have the creator, the inspiration for Brown Chicken Brown Cow, Sarah, who plays Iris. So welcome into the group. Hello. Oh god, I did not hear Travis at all.
Hi guys.
There we go.
I just switched it over to push to talk.
As always, there's a running. I love how the running jokes that we do with each other never ends.
They will never end.
All right. Okay. So we'll go from
Might
there.
slow to a slight jog, but they never go away.
Correct. Just want to guys keep your mind, as always, we do want to be mindful of our mics and sounds, and whatnot. So if anyone's mic is picking up anything out of ordinary or too much sound, go ahead and just let us know so we can go ahead and fix that. If you guys can't hear me, go ahead and let me know, and I'll move the mic closer and or speak a little bit louder. And this might be a little difficult for Sarah, since Sarah has a naturally soft voice. But we will work on that together. Alrighty.
Like in High School Musical, we're all in this together.
Only allow 30 seconds of this song, so keep on going. Alright.
I am done singing for you.
Perfect. Alright, so we're going to get into it. As you guys kind of waken freshly, magic is still coming back, so you will get magic about on this day back, but it's going to start at a cantrip level, and throughout the day it will slowly progress back. Because I know you guys just wanted to wait into this room until your magic's fully back. So on this day, like let's say halfway through the day, I know we kept time on it, but I seem to have lost my paper in my notes. You guys will have the cantrips out of this moment. If you want to wait longer until everything is fully ready, you can, or if you want to go on ahead, we can do that as well.
Did we long rest again at all? I forget.
In between the battle of you identifying the dragon mask and now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's where we left off. Okay, yeah. So you guys got to deal with Sarah first. Oh, sorry, Iris.
Yeah. Well, she's unconscious, so we don't have to deal with her.
True. So let's go ahead and go from that moment. Thank you for reminding me, Talbot.
I believe I think it was Sarah that brought it up. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just give credit where it's due.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing it up. So what is the three of you going to do? Since you have currently Iris is unconscious, Senguine has a mask, I do believe.
Iris ain't unconscious because Beryl definitely fed her a healing potion as soon as we got that mask off of her because she said she was going to do that.
I had 12 health.
Oh, okay, yes, that is correct. All right, so what are y'all gonna? You guys go ahead and do your thing. I'm gonna sit back and relax.
Iris, honey, are you okay?
No, but it's fine.
Oh, are you sure that's fine? Because I don't think it's fine that the evil mask just kind of attached to your face and then you were going to be hitting on us and stuff. Did something happen? Why'd you put that mask on?
I don't know why the mask just attached itself to me. So that's a great question. But apparently, there was, so I was in my mind, it was like a third person kind of thing. There was a black dragon and a demon fighting inside my brain. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's a fun thing that happened while the mask was on me and I was unconscious. So.
Wow. Well, I'm pretty sure the dragon person was the one talking to us while you were unconscious. It was very disturbing. Maybe we need to work on getting that demon thing out of you at some point.
I mean, I don't know if the demon thing is just like, I'm a tiefling, which means I am part demon. So.
Well, right. But, like, when Senguine said that he could sense evil on you, he made it seem kind of like it was not of you.
Fair. I guess I just want to make sure that this demon is not, like, me.
Oh, for sure, definitely. Talbot, sweetie.
Yes.
And your arcane knowledge and such, would you be aware of anyone who knows how to maybe separate a demon from a person, exorcism style?
If you're talking about exorcism, that's not in the realm of arcane. You'll find that specifically with those of divine nature. Those are the ones that primarily deal with exorcisms. However, something that Iris had said that I'm sort of thinking about, it's the possibility that you being a tiefling is a demon, the demon inside of you. I know that tieflings are infernal, but does that necessarily mean that they're a demon?
That's a good question. I'm sure there are some like sub-races that potentially could be more demon-like. That personally, I don't think I am. But then again, do you really know yourself?
But it does pose a question. If the demon is not part of your lineage to being a tiefling, then what is it? And where did it come from?
Yeah,
you aren't in possession of no cursed items, are you?
No, I just have a cloak of protection. And a bag of tricks and a bag of holding.
What do we put in that bag of holding?
Just gear as of right now.
You know, I spent a short time with Metal, who has, from my understanding, some expertise when it comes to the soul and going inside a body. He could be worth connecting with eventually. I don't see this as a real problem right now since you are no longer connected with the mask, since it is no longer on your face. But it may be something to worth exploring if indeed the problem lies within the soul itself.
That could, I mean, I'm down to go see Metal. That's fine with me.
But we do have an immediate matter that needs to be discussed. We now have the ether heart. What is our plan? I don't think we've necessarily solved the riddle with the orcs and the drow, as it appears the drow were more of the protectors of the ether heart. So it is with the possibility that the orcs are still en route to going to see the actual drow and still forming that alliance.
Indeed, it does appear that way.
I mean, couldn't we just go with and not give them the ether heart right away?
I don't think they would take that plan. I think what would happen is they would either take the ether heart and then go, or they wouldn't go at all.
Also, our feelings
and then when we didn't give them the ether heart, Core would die.
Yes, I think we have walked ourselves right into a corner on that one. We will need to give them the ether heart at the very least, be it for a permanent nature or no. They will need to at least receive it.
You're not wrong. And it's not like we don't have a sticky-fingered rogue. who can turn invisible.
But also, that person is probably going to be clutching onto that weapon for a very long time. Who knows? It could be trouble, but maybe that's something we just look at later, when it's towards the end of the agreement.
Well, I do believe we were talking about keeping tabs on this group. I mean, they're going to help us to achieve our goals and probably help defend the dwarf village town. Once the fighting is finished, who's to say if that Hammer and Etherheart were to find a new home? I mean, I'm not saying we should steal from them by no means, but like perhaps when the fighting is over and we don't need their help so desperately, a transition can be found.
It is possible. I believe that it would be in our best interest, since we do not wish Core to die. You know, I think that's the consensus.
Most assuredly.
That we give them the Ether Heart so that they fulfill their part end of the deal.
And I mean, that sits well with me. If the group is agreed.
I'm good with it.
As long as it's Core wants.
Well, I don't think Core, is going to disagree with being alive.
I agree.
I don't know about anyone else who's a magic user, but I haven't quite gained my revivify yet, or anything too healy other than minor.
I mean, I still have healing stuff.
I could perhaps spare the dying.
Dungeon Master, correct me if I'm wrong. Did we gain the abilities or the cantrips and stuff immediately after the battle with Iris, or has that not happened yet?
That has not happened yet.
Okay. All right, so I cannot spare anybody.
Well, we just need to wait a little bit longer. This would be a good opportunity to take a short rest and keep an eye on the mask. I think that's the most that we can do.
I agree.
Perhaps I am incorrect in my remembrance, but we did discuss possibly covering the mask with a fabric and sticking it in the bag of holding, did we not?
Yes.
To get it off our plane so that it doesn't tempt anyone else to put it on.
I believe so, yes.
All right. So I think we should like to do that. So I'd like to find some piece of fabric I have in my pack at all, some small blanket or whatnot. I'm just going to cover the mask the best of my ability, and Iris, you will have to be the one to pick it up and put it in the bag, unfortunately, because you're the only one that can lift it. But be assured, since you are only at 12 hit points, that should it take control of you again, it will not take us long to get you down and get it off.
Not wrong.
Are we necessarily sure that it has to be skin to mask contact, or just physical touch in general?
Well, we're not sure of anything, but up until this point, Iris has been handling it with her bare hands. And I suppose that, the covering, should it be something that is touch registered, wrapping it in the blanket at least will mean that when she pulls it back from the bag of holding, she can envision it wrapped in the blanket and she won't have to touch it.
But she will be touching it.
It's the best we can do unless you just want to leave it sitting on the floor.
I'm just here to bring awareness as to the possibilities of what might occur.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just bouncing ideas unless someone were to want to put it into like a metal. If you want to have Iris lifted into a metal box, do we have any iron boxes or?
Well, what we can also do is, if Iris feels comfortable with it, we could take the short rest before we handle the mask. Iris casts spells to do some healing, because in this way, if it takes over again, your most potent and dangerous spells could not be cast, and all you would be left with are cantrips.
But if we allow her to heal up, then it'll take us longer to knock her back out again.
Well, she could heal us, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, but what I'm saying now is if she handles it now and it takes over again, she's only got 12 hit points, 2 hits, and she'll be down again.
Yes, but also some of her spells are quite dangerous, and some of us will be in serious danger.
Either or, Iris, what say you?
I mean, I can heal you all. Like that's not a problem. I guess it's just preference of when you want to rest.
You can heal us now?
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps then that is the answer. You heal us currently, use up your allotment of spells, and then we move the mask, and she's still of lesser hit points and no magic for attacking. And then we can all take a rest and be all full together.
I agree with that, if Iris is content.
Yeah, I'm good. I can heal you all now. It's fine.
Well, I would definitely appreciate that. I believe that is our best course of action. And then after our long rest, we can set off to getting this ether heart where it needs to go.
Agreed.
Tetsu, does that sound like a sound plan for you?
Yeah.
You feel prepared to guide us back the way we came and find all the tricky traps we might have missed the first time?
Should be interesting, to say the least.
Delightful. All right, well, in that sense, the mask is all covered up, and I guess Beryl will busy herself making tea.
Give me 1 second while I go close my door.
So this is what happens to Peter. We all get together and say we each gained 100,000 gold pieces. And
You funny, white boy.
What? I didn't say anything. It was Casper the Friend of Ghosts.
Alright, so we have Iris with the Black Dragon mask inside of her bag of holding, wrapped up in some cloth or blanket. Correct?
Yes.
10-4. Alright, so I'm assuming you guys are going to wait until you at least get your cantrips back. And Iris is going to then use what spells she has left to heal whoever's got damaged.
No, I think what we've discussed is that she would heal us now.
Yeah.
And she would attempt to put the mask with the cloth into the bag of holding. And then soon after that, we would be taking our long rest for the new day.
Hey, show your mic.
Sorry.
Alright, so go ahead and do your healing.
Alright. So for healing, I'm doing Tetsu.
I don't need that.
You don't need it?
I've got full health.
Okay. So Talbot Beryl.
I believe Senguine.
Senguine. Does Core need healing? Do we know?
Not my knowledge, no.
Okay, so it's just the three of them.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's gonna be. So let's go with. Let's just go down the thing and do Beryl first. Is gonna be 16 healing.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Talbot is next. Talbot. Not much, and I'm sorry, but it's only 11.
Okay.
And then Senguine, I don't know if anyone has his paper.
I'll keep the notes down.
Okay, cool. Of course. He's gonna be 17.
Alright.
And that is all of my second level spell slots.
And then you're gonna pick up the mask?
With it wrapped in something, yes.
That's fine. You're able to pick it up and put it in a bag of holding just fine.
Cool. So it's just in there.
Well, this is good. This is good. So it just needs a skin to mask direct contact.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Or at the very least, it needs continued contact. This might just be a helpful deterrent. Remember, she did handle the mask quite a bit before it decided to
Attach
do
itself.
its thing.
Alright, so then the rest of you guys are going to spend the rest of the time just, I guess, sleeping, doing your nonchalant stuff that you guys been doing until you're able to at least get your cantrips back.
I would like to do that. Beryl will spend her time in her version of meditation, which is that she will dig around in her bag, find a rock in her jeweler's kit, and begin to start filing it down to a specific shape, which is just her version of meditating. Thinking over the things that have happened in the past few hours and days.
Alright, we'll go ahead and then skip to when you guys are fully healed, spells, or at least cantrip level spells ready to go. So you guys spend the next couple hours doing your own thing, resting, pacing back in the room, just, you know, you guys want to talk, you guys can't talk, you can talk right now if you want about what just happened. If not, we'll go ahead and move on to when you guys are leaving this location.
I'm good moving on.
Same.
Does anyone... I think we've answered all the questions as to what happened. I think we're all on the same page as to what has occurred. I feel no need to talk about it again.
Agreed.
Alright, so you guys will gather up all your things, say goodbye to this one last location, and make your way back up. Since Core is not here, I'll be just doing her motions, and kind of like autopiloting her, since this next part really needed Core. So we'll go ahead and keep going. As you guys make your way back up, no spiders follow, no traps happen. It's very quiet and eerie, actually, as you make your way back up. For those of you who haven't yet seen it, they have to pretty much go through, like, I think a hallway, and then a spiral staircase, and then some, like, edge walking, and then up a ladder. That takes a little bit of time. You guys can easily walk it. You don't need to march or any of that jazz. jazz. You get to the very top where that arcane rune on. We'll say core. We'll get up there and do the little secret password. I think that was told to her. And you'll see the dwarf open it. He goes, "Well, did you get it?" Core nod her head. "Perfect." And he'll help you each one by one up. And he will take his spot right next to their captain and look at each and every one of you and their captain, which I do believe was the name Autumn, right? Does anyone have that in their quick notes?
Yes, give me 1 second. Let's switch
Or
back.
Amethyst, I think it might have been. No, not Amethyst.
Moira was the Aslan.
My notes are in the box somewhere.
Moira.
Alright, Moira. Well. Oh, I love it when deals come together. It makes it, well, you guys are very trustworthy. I like it. I appreciate it. Each and every one of you. Now, if you don't mind, handing the ether heart over. Does anyone stop Core from handing the ether heart over?
No, I don't.
Okay. Core will grab the ether heart inside the box. The box would no longer have legs, kind of just collapse in on itself and make it into handles instead. She'll carry the box over. And at this moment, this is where my players need to listen, because I don't want them to keep saying this scenario over and over and over again. As Core hands the box over, a scorching ray fires from the tips of Talbot's fingers, hitting not just one, not just two, but 4 of the side minions that she had with her. In a shocking face, Talbot then maximizes a fireball directly in the center of those 3, bringing them nearly to unconsciousness. As everyone turns to see Talbot, with just flamings coming from her hands, a figure from Talbot that comes out of Talbot steps forward, and you see this human in this wizarding gown with long red hair, very much of the color of purple and blue and silver gown. Just very shocked face as it is. A figure from Core steps out, and it's a very male-like figure, well built, kind of built of a fighter. Steps forward with black hair and 2 weapons. Just awe and shock to see what just happened around. The fallen Azamar looks up for one last, look like she's about to cast a spell, but then the red-headed wizard just points one more finger and scorching ray directly into the head, instantly killing the last 3 of them. As you guys kind of look around very confused, you notice that Tetsu has strings coming out of his fingers, and he is puppeting the figure, the female wizard. Same thing with happens to the rest. A figure comes out of Tetsu. This figure is cloaked. There's some audible sound coming, like mouth movements coming from each of these 3 figures, but no sounds coming out. And as the male draws the blade, one last smoke kind of appears from Tetsu, and as he looks down, you can see a hole in the fighter's side. It's shaped of what looks like a bullet hole, and he falls to the ground. As the figure kind of disrobes, you can see that his string hands were made of wood, and his actual hands was holding 2 pistol-like shapes of guns. Well, you guys know them as guns. The character is just like these weird mechanical things. Talbot might know them as guns. I think Ravnica has something along this line, maybe in development, known as arcane pistols. But they, I guess, look closely more like a welding torch than anything else that you're used to seeing, just modified. As the woman wizard turns around to cast one last spell, it just all fades and vanishes, leaving you guys there speechless, confused, and the whole room that looked like pristine, a little dusty and everything, just kind of crumbles like an illusion would crumble all around you, and you guys are just in this boneyard, graveyard now. Stone. The bodies that were dead are just left there. They're now skeletons, stripped of their armor, burnt mark on them. They look very like decayed and everything. And this room just, it reeks of death and very stale air.
Holy fucking shit, what the hell was that? Beryl is going to run to whichever figure looks the least decayed skeleton-like and see if there's any signs of life.
They're
That's
all
what she would do.
dead.
Oh. She's got to turn around and examine all of her group, make sure that they're all okay.
Oh, they're all fine.
Did any of y'all, Talbot, what the hell?
You just see Talbot just staring off, clueless into space. Blank expression.
Beryl's gonna walk up to Talbot and just like kind of like jump up on her tiptoes and try to like slap the highest part of Talbot she can get to and be like, hey, over here. What's going on? I'm not reaching your face, it's just somewhere on your chest reaching.
Beryl, what?
What did you just do? Why the fireball? Who were those people? What's going on?
I didn't do that. I didn't do that, I swear. I didn't do any of that.
You're trying to tell me fireball didn't just come out of your hand?
I mean, it's odd, but I didn't cast it. I didn't.
Inside.
Physically can't.
I'm kidding.
Did any of you not see the spirit that just came out of me?
Yeah, that was weird. Why were you puppeting it?
That was not me.
I definitely saw someone behind next to him that was also stringing things. This is all. Do we all? And she kind of like touches her shoulders and everything, and it's like it's on her head, and she's just like, do we all have people inside of us? Like, is this not something that's just for Iris? Like, do we all have demon people hanging out in our brains?
Come to the party.
I have no idea what just happened.
And none of us have any idea of what just happened.
But
Do we still have the ether heart? It's still here?
Still right in front of the door.
All right.
There has to be some sort of significance. I mean, why else would something come out of me, out of Core, and then out of Tetsu?
And ironically, not out of Iris. Oh, give me that face, Iris. You know you got people fighting in your mind.
I mean, I don't even know. Can we just figure out where we are? Like, I know we're in a graveyard, but this seems to be a very different location than the one we're just in.
Travis, you just cut out.
Do you remember when we first met the group and we made the deal?
Was that a graveyard?
No, it wasn't a graveyard. It's just, this used to be pristine and now it's all dust and bones because of the very rapid and sudden death that has just taken place in the last minute.
All right, so out of character, DM question. When you said we were now in a graveyard, did you mean we were in a legitimate graveyard, or did you just mean that the area around us was now completely dead?
The area around you now looks like a graveyard, as in there's skeletons and bones.
Okay, so not like we were transported to a place with like headstones and shit.
No, it's just
Okay.
it was a figure of speech.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for clarification.
You're welcome.
All right, so we are in the place we were before. We're not in a new place. We're in a random tunnel system that we entered ourselves into originally. Well, this is all very disturbing, and although I am grateful that we are now in possession of the ether heart, and I suppose the hammer, I don't quite know who our benefactor is, and this is not someone I wish to be beholden to. They can do this much damage.
DM question.
Yep.
Am I able to pull from any of my resources as to an explanation of what just happened from an arcane standpoint?
See, your specialty is
In war magic.
in war magic, and your profession is more of a stone cutter, correct?
Not stone cutting. It's alchemy for ore composition.
Nothing out of those two categories would help you.
Okay. And then last question: can I glean anything as far as a religious standpoint as to what might have occurred? Since I'm also proficient in religion, nature, and arcana.
Go ahead and roll me all three.
White is arcana. Silver black is religion, and the red is nature. Damn. So we have a 9 for arcane, we have a 12 for religion, and we have a 15 for nature.
Nothing, unfortunately, is coming to mind with those numbers.
Okay.
It looks like, okay, maybe this would work, but everything else is just the puzzle's not fully there yet. It's more of a thought, hypothesis, and nothing of solid evidence you could think of.
I've got nothing. There was no logical explanation as far as my understanding as far as what had just happened. There is definitely some outside force that is looking at us.
Well, I don't suppose any of us have any defense or ability to know if we've been scribed on or are being scribed on. Anybody see invisibility or scrying orbs?
I got zone to truth. But I don't think that's
Can I see invisibility? I can. Do I have the capabilities to? that's a DM question.
Not at the current moment, since you guys really just have cantrips. And or... Yep, just cantrips.
So while they're doing that, Tetsu's gonna go look at Hor's arm to see if the marking is still there.
It is not there, no.
So as he's holding her arm, just kind of examining it, he's gonna go, well, I'm going to assume that once the other half died, this released you from your bond.
Well, at least Cor will not be dead.
Very true.
This is good.
So who is now going to? Is the weapon still there, or did that go as well?
It is not here. The weapon, everything, gear-wise, you don't see. You have to investigate if you want to find any clues on what might still be left over.
I would like to look to see if I can locate it, find it.
Alright, do you want to do perception, investigation, and then that will be the same question for everyone. Who would like to participate in this? Okay, so we'll go for Talbot first, since Talbot brought it up. Then we'll go from Talbot to the left, so it'll be Tetsu and then Iris.
I'm going to be doing an investigation.
Alright.
Uh, 13. I'm checking to see if I have a racial feat that allows me to add something for the investigation. So I'm checking that now.
Alright. Tetsu?
I'm going to do a perception, which is going to end up being an 18.
Okay. Did you get that racial bonus, Travis?
No, so it's just 13.
Okay, and Iris.
I am gonna get a 14.
Okay. So from the current point of where everyone is standing, Talbot and Iris do not see anything, but Tetsu does see a little glimmer off in the distance next to some rubble. It looks like a pile of like rocks and whatnot, and then a small hole in it is shining a little like glimmer off of like inside of it.
I'm gonna go and look.
Okay. Do you start moving the rocks out of place, or do you just go and there's a hole?
He's going to carefully, like, examining, like, how the rocks are strategically placed. So, like, that way he just doesn't just pull random rocks and have suddenly everything just digs in. He's gonna sit there and go, okay, this one's loose and it doesn't seem to have anything on it. Move this one. This one's loose. Move this one, and then kind of work his way to the top.
Okay. It's like a small mound of rocks.
Okay.
Everything. Like not like itty bitty, like good enough where you have to like move a bit of them out of the way to kind of like, I found it, yay, type deal.
We did it.
We did it, teamwork. So as you start like moving everything away, you do find a medium-sized chest in it. It looks very old, very rusted. Even with some rust, you can tell that what was gleaming off of it was faded magic. Magic is the only thing that's keeping it attached, and it is a form of puzzle that you have to figure out in order to open it, because you can tell because of the lock on it pretty much has one of those puzzles where you have to like scroll down, scroll over, scroll down, scroll over to make the picture. But there's a lot of them, so at first it's all jumbled, so it looks like a giant like cloud just wiggling, woggling everywhere.
immediately is gonna call for Talbot to come over. He's just gonna look at that and go, no.
All right, Talbot, you go over.
I do.
All right. Before you head over, Tetsu, what languages do you speak?
Been a while. I have to take a look again. I was gonna get into that. It's not. Orin, Celestial, Comet, and Thieves' Camp.
What was the first one?
I believe I'm saying it right. Auran, A-U-R-A-N, which is the my language.
10-4.
The language of the Tenku.
Yee.
Oh no, you're sending secrets.
Oh, no, Becca ordered me food, so I'm just asking her to let me know when the food's here. Okay, so it is in a language that unfortunately you do not recognize. So as Talbot goes over there, Talbot, what languages do you speak, or read, or write in?
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Metalkin.
Okay, it's not a language you recognize. As in, when I say recognize, it's not one that is on your list.
One
We're
that
just gonna keep people over.
Okay, so as Tetsu is calling everyone over, what did Talbot say?
I didn't hear what you said, so I was asking you to restate it.
I said when I say it's not a language you recognize, what I mean is it's not. You can't fucking hear me?
You're cutting in and out,
Okay.
like every other word.
Okay, that's why I wanted to say the F word. So if you can hear that word, really, I don't know what to do on my end on that part.
Is it microphone sensitivity? Is that what that was?
I'm basically making out with my mic right now.
I want you to eat it.
My mouse doesn't go as wide as Iris's.
Hey-oh!
Okay, moving forward.
Yeah.
Maybe the comment was not that necessary, but okay.
Well, hey, I said Iris, not Sarah. Okay? D&D character jab, not person character jab. Want to make that distinction of going on a character, not the player. I would never say that to Sarah. Kyle, on the other hand, I would say that to.
Well, we've all seen Kyle make out with mics. We know he's not that big.
Thank you. Okay? I'm not
back to the
rude.
game.
Okay. Alright, so as... Oh, see, look at that. Oh my. I'm glad we're sitting down for this. Alright, so as everyone comes over, bye Travis. Iris, what languages do you speak?
Common, Draconic, Elvish, Goblin, and Infernal.
Okay, it won't be any of yours as well.
Are you sure it's not Goblin?
I am 110% sure it is not Goblin. But when Beryl gets there, she can read it like it's English.
Oh,
It's
she's
Dwarvish!
Yeah.
It is Dwarvish. So as everyone looks stumped, I feel like Beryl goes up there and goes, "Oh yeah, I can read this. Why can't you guys?"
What do I read?
So you recognize it as a simple, for your people, it's a simple nursery rhyme in Arcana. As in the pattern tells a small nursery rhyme, then at the very end of the nursery rhyme, it forms a picture. They use this to test the muscle memory of little children. Yeah. Those who do an arcane. There are similar ones for like different like divine casters as well, who goes into that school. But mainly, what's divine is mainly scriptures or like paintings that you'll kind of like weave the colors around to form the painting. But each arcane and divine know about the other's nursery rhyme. Because I can't help do that. I can't do anything about the cutting in and out. So you know that in order to finish this nursery rhyme, in order to move the puzzle pieces where needed, you must be channeling arcane magic while singing the nursery rhyme in Dwarven.
That one up to you.
Well, I mean, this is a cute little puzzle. We did similar things like this back home. This one is arcane in nature. I did one similar to this, but with swirly colors of the divine sense of my cleric abilities. You simply have to sing this little rhyme here, and you have to sing it in Dwarvish, and move your arcane magic to move the tile pieces into making the picture that is described in the nursery rhyme. That's all.
Do you happen to know the lullaby?
Do I happen to know what, Talbot?
A lullaby? And also, I don't speak or read Dwarvish.
Well, I could certainly translate this rhyme. Couldn't I, dear?
Question. Does the person that's pumping the arcane also have to be the one to say the nursery?
I would believe so. The trick is to make the person retain the memory.
I know, it was a dumb question, but I had to...
There are no dumb questions.
Just in case.
Perhaps you do not have to necessarily speak Dwarvish so much as just repeat what I say. So if I were to teach you how to pronounce it, you wouldn't necessarily have to know what it means. Just I could translate and tell you what to envision so you would know what to think on, but then you would just repeat whatever words I said.
Okay, so the way we're gonna do this, I'm not actually going to have you sing or say the nursery rhyme.
You're not actually gonna have us do what? I'm sorry, but like I can't take notes if I can't hear what you're saying.
I know, that's why I'm sighing. I hate this. So frustrating. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to talk a little louder, and hopefully it doesn't cut out on my mega soft voice, is that you're shaking your head. I don't like that.
I don't think it's your voice being soft. I'm not having a hard time hearing the words that I do hear. It's just that it's like the microphone is just picking which words to have.
Is this much better? Like directly talking to it without a filter?
Possibly.
Can you hear it every single
I can hear what you're saying. It's when you, like, I don't know how to describe it because I'm not a tech person, but like when you're talking, like it'll just skip a word.
It's Discord, it's not you.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep going anyways. Yeah, you guys can help out here.
I mean, am I the only person having the problem?
No.
No, but there's nothing that we can really do about it.
No. So what's gonna happen is I just need Talbot to roll me 5 intelligence saving throws, because it's based off of your spell casting abilities, and that will determine your success on the puzzle. And as long as a Beryl is saying it in Dwarven, you'll be good to go. Now I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on my food. Just let me know what you get.
Oh, Peter, before you go,
Yeah.
because I'm a veteran, I have advantage on intelligence saving throws.
Dope. Don't get a 1.
Get a one box burst into flames. We'll never know what's about it. He either really likes his food or he doesn't like it. Who else wanted to hear the nursery rhyme? No?
No, I kind of did, but yet again, there's a lot of lullabies that are in my brain right now.
Tetsu, you're such a sticky mud.
Oh, dear God.
Oh no. He got like.
Did you roll a 1, Travis?
I did not roll a 1.
Did you roll a 2?
No.
Alright, well then you lose. You need to roll a 1 and a 2.
It's like Jumanji, it won't reset unless you roll a 5 or an 8.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Alrighty. What did you get, my little kin friend?
Okay, so I sent pics in the Discord just to show what the rolls were, since you were not here for them. The first one was a 20. The second one was an 18. Third one was a 17. Fourth one was a 17. And the fifth one was a 25.
Oh, wow. All right. As you know, as the nursery rhyme is going off, you move your finger, moving each and every piece according to the nursery rhyme. And after about a couple minutes, as the nursery rhyme ends, you finally hit the last piece, and it shows a moving picture of a small little toolbox on the ground first, and a young little dwarf kind of like walking up to it, picking it up, going into a building, and starts to work on something. And he makes his own little mechanical dog, and they go out of the house into the next slide and go on adventures and everything. And they have fun and fun and fun, and then it ends with a thumbs up. And it says companion at the very end. Do you open the box?
I do.
As you
We're gonna get a little puffy.
As you open the box, there is a set of artificers, tools, and materials as well that look similar to the hammer you saw. Oh, Travis is frozen.
Artificer's tools and materials similar to the hammer.
Correct.
Well, look what we have here. Artificer's tools. Materials. Actually, these are quite similar to the hammer. I wonder if he took it apart using the artificer tools, or created it or built it himself and then took it back down.
I wonder if he took these materials and just chose to make a hammer. Could we make other things with these materials?
You could.
What if it doesn't have to be a hammer?
There's enough materials to make one item.
Interesting.
There's enough materials to make one item.
Can I make one more sweep across the area and see if I see the hammer somewhere near where the dwarf fell?
Investigation.
Okay. That's yeah, plus your intelligence is 19.
You do not find anything.
No hammer. I think this might have been the hammer, guys.
Well, we have some options now. We could build the hammer, and then we can use it with the ether heart. Or we just take it, or we take it with us and we look at it later.
Well, seeing as we don't have anyone right now who's proficient in artificer tools, I say we just grab the stuff, take it with us, and look at it later.
Alright, who's gonna carry it?
The lightful person who has the bag of all holding.
How heavy is this stuff?
With the chest and everything, it will weigh 35 pounds.
Say again?
35 pounds.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Sounds like she just stuck that bad boy into the bag.
Yep.
Alright, so as you kind of stuff into the bag, Tetsu, what is your passive perception? If you know.
One moment, let me pull that up.
Okay, you have exactly 1 moment.
18.
Okay. So you will notice, so at this moment of, Iris, and let's say Talbot.
Hold on. Back up a little bit because it majorly cut out that time. Rather than one word, it was like 5, 6 words, and I was like, whoa, hold on, what?
You know what sucks is I can hear you guys just fine.
Did you try, because I know before you were using a headset, just try using that instead.
That will, I think the problem with it last time, it didn't work well with the mic. You're muted, Beryl.
What's your voice and video settings? Is it set to the microphone or is it set as default?
It is set to my microphone. My input is set to the microphone and my output is set to my computer. So I'll try it during intermission whenever we get there. Till then, as Talbot and Iris is loading up, just for the help of it, loading up the chest into the bag of holding, Tetsu, you realize that when you place the rocks, like in a small pile off to the side, the rocks aren't there anymore.
He's immediately gonna go, alright, hold on, everyone stop.
As you say that, this appears on your side.
Oh, I can't see it. What are you? Oh.
Oh, well, that is a rock version of that snow monster from Frozen. I don't like that kind at all.
Like him. Does he want?
All of that came out of that one little pile of rocks. Oh no.
Oh, do they want to be my friend? I don't think it wants to be my friend.
Well, no, you don't share your tea.
So as you guys, just like these three, one large earth elemental with two small ones kind of like flank you guys from behind, you hear in a very rough dwarf tongue, put the chest back or we shall unleash earthly hell on you.
Oh, my pardon, friends. Was that your chest? We were not aware. I'm saying this in Dwarvish.
Ah, so you're here to help us. Are you friend or foe, dwarf?
Indeed, I'm always here to help, whoever I can find to help. Are you in need of assistance?
Perfect. As you say that, about 12 dwarves just come out of the rubble, lifting up their coats as though it was the ground itself, and you can just see all of them, 12 of them, decked in. I wish I would have just. I'm gonna minimize that for a split second, and I gotta pull something up. You gotta love it when your DM forgot to pull something up, so now he has to waste time and do so.
How dare you?
That's
Good.
okay. So we have 3 elementals and 12 dwarves, or did the dwarves, or the elementals turn back into dwarves?
3 elementals and 12 dwarves. Well, going to be
Thank you,
13
Moses.
because one's going to step forward. So give me a
Gotcha.
second.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't want to overload my computer too much with stuff running. But it's okay. We could blame Core for not being here right now.
She says she might join us later. Apparently she's having an intense phone call with her sister.
Oh, okay. Alright. You guys recognize that these dwarves are having a certain logo of a silver gauntlet. And as one comes around from the front of you guys, where the chest was, he pulls off his helmet, and only Iris Core recognizes this man as Onslar from a dwarf you guys met in Greenus that helped take out the cultists' hideouts. And he looks at you for a moment and goes, Iris, is that you, lass?
I'm gonna look and be like, huh, been a long time, yeah, hi.
Aye. Where have you been? Haven't heard from you all in several months.
I didn't hear the last part of that.
Haven't heard anything from you guys in several months.
Yeah, we've been kind of in other dimensions and realms, so, it's been a little hard to communicate.
Ah, you've been playing around with that devil magic of yours, I see.
Naturally.
Now, I tell you, girl, that would get you in trouble. Well, who's your 3 new companions? I think you picked up a dwarf, someone who obviously is quite sad, and a bird. You caught a bird.
Yes.
You can train it.
So, the bird, his name is Tetsu. He's not one of many words.
As she goes to tap him,
Did she actually do that?
as she goes to tap him on the head, he's going to take, like, it out of nowhere, bamboo stick, just whack on the hand.
I see you haven't trained it well.
He's not a pet. He's an actual person.
Oh, your devil magic turned someone into a bird person.
No, I didn't turn him, and that's how he came to us.
I'm lost.
He is a kenku.
What's a kenku? That sounds like a disease.
He's going to like mimic an Irish accent and sit there and go, lots of people could say the same thing about you people.
Oh.
Well, now, Tetsu, just because this man is rude doesn't mean that you have to be rude.
All right, that over there is Beryl. She's a dwarf, as you can see.
Yeah, she sprouted from the ground.
What?
Well, it's what we tell people, that we sprout from the ground.
Oh, indeed we did. It's part of our heritage.
Exactly.
It's delightful to know someone who keeps up with the familial traditions.
And who's your blue lass over here, who's quite sad, it seems?
That is Talbot.
Why's she so sad? Oh, no.
That was,
Interesting.
Everybody's faces just went out and then rearranged on my screen. You guys are all in different
Same.
positions. Travis gone.
Same.
Wow. Discord is possessed.
Are we sure Discord isn't the one with the demon?
The power God compels you. The power God compels. Back, demons! Back!
But anyways, Iris, you were saying?
Stop that. Sorry, Kyle's being inappropriate.
Oh,
Oh,
Awkward.
well,
Training from Tone.
it's a devil magic.
Satan, is that you?
Feel like it's gonna be like one of the new things now. It's a devil's magic.
How was
Do you know why Talbot looks so sad?
I mean, we just came out of a really confusing situation, so she's probably still slightly in shock. I don't think
Okay,
she's
we can
sad.
get some, oh my god, wow, words I couldn't speak for a second. You might want to bathe her in some sun.
I am not sad. This is my natural complexion.
I'm sorry. Oh, this got awkward. Anyways, Core, it was great seeing you. Iris, great seeing you. And your devil magic. The three of you. Oh, and Senguine, good to see you too. You look sanguine-y as always.
Well, it is delightful to me.
But what brings you into the old rooms?
Well, first, before we answer any questions, you happen to know all of our names now, but I haven't met you before.
Correct.
Would you mind giving us your name, sir, or has dwarven civility escaped you?
Oh, I see. Now, I wasn't gonna
I mean,
say
we may
it.
have been raised under a mountain, but my parents taught me to be polite.
Well, apparently you were raised under the wrong mountain.
Unfortunate for you.
Oh no, unfortunately for you, because here, a general doesn't have to give his name to a commoner at the current moment.
I don't care who you are. A dwarf is a dwarf, and you'll treat me with dwarven civility.
Oh, right now, we're not in a dwarven city. If you're gonna act all high and mighty on me, I think my earth elementals would like to do some clobbering.
I'm not with her.
Tetsu, you never are. You're by yourself over there.
But to get this formality out of the way, you can call me From. General From.
Well, it is delightful to meet you, General From.
From where? General from where?
I never heard that one before.
Sorry, she's recently learned jokes.
And that was a
That
delightful
was-
joke. You did a good
that
job.
That was not a joke, that was an inquiry. He said from.
F-R-U-M-E, darling.
Oh, from. Oh, that's your name. Oh, okay.
Now, I don't mean to be, actually, I kind of do mean to be rude here, but what the hell are y'all doing in here? This is, forbidden territory for outsiders.
Well, I
Mind
mean,
explaining yourself,
we were
Iris?
coming to assist you. We heard you were in need of some help.
A dwarf asking for help.
No, we were told you were in need of help. I didn't say you asked for it.
Well, I don't see y'all much helping anything. I see y'all looting.
I see that we got rid of this party that was sitting here in your forbidden zone.
You mean these skeletons?
Well, they were not skeletons before we came.
They've been like this for centuries.
I don't believe so, friend.
Well, ma'am, I know my own mountain better than you.
I'm sure you do.
We may have been tricked by an illusion.
An illusion that sent us out on a mission and then talked to us again on the way back.
Well, we will not speak any further of this, but we would like that chest of yours.
You said that
The
it's
map?
been like this for centuries. What year is it?
That's a good point. I'll have to get back to you on that because almighty gods have not acknowledged that yet, nor had time to make that. So insert year here.
Great.
Does that year inserted match the year we know of?
Yeah.
because Tetsu would have been taking, well, because he's got a little journal that he does dates in, because obviously he has to report back to his emperor every so often to continue poisoning him. So he would know the exact date. Does it match up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, close enough. I mean, dwarves will probably have their own date since they don't really go by a sun.
It has been 7 moons.
It's
And
been
14
7
days after
charts
that.
that we've made.
Oh. So, sorry, go for it.
Is this box part of your equipment?
Well, that box is part of this place, and we like to keep it here to make sure the souls stay at rest.
The souls stay at rest?
Oh, yes.
Since we are commoners, we know not of what spirits that it's held to. Is this particular box what's binding the souls to this plane?
Well, like I said, we won't talk about it any further. Unfortunately, that is not for your knowledge to know. So, if you don't mind just handing that lovely box over, we will escort you to the Dwarven City and let you stay there a while and rest.
Are we to hand it over to you, or are we placing it back where we found it?
You'll be handing it over to us.
So you would not then be leaving it in the same spot either.
We will do with it with what we must. So you can either hand it over or we can arrest you.
No, I'm just trying to get a feel for the land here. You said you don't want to displace the spirits, which means you'd be returning it back to its spot. So could we not just return it to its spot and not give it to you?
There are things that need to be done beforehand, in which, since none of you are from this location, you don't get to know.
Group vote, do we believe that?
Well, it appears that Jedi was incorrect in his information, in that they did not need our assistance whatsoever.
That does seem to be the case. He's not asking for help, which is not unusual for dwarves in general, but general.
Well, we were sent to help stop the Drow and the orcs from creating an alliance, so they could probably deal with it on their own.
Perhaps we should go look for the drow then. We'll just leave these doors to themselves.
I'm not the leader. I just joined. I don't speak to this group.
Tetsu's just gonna do whatever Cora wants to do.
Iris is Cora's closest friend present. Do you have any insight into her sensibilities?
I mean, if the dwarves really don't need our assistance, I don't see why we shouldn't go find the drow.
That's a great idea, but do we give him the box or not?
Oh,
Because if we don't give him the box, we're going to have to fight our way out of this.
I say just give him the box. Never said we just have to give him the box. Never said we had to give him what's inside the box.
Well, I'm assuming he's gonna pull that little tricker. Talbot, do you feel any close sentimental value to this box? You would want this box desperately. Talbot, honey.
Well, considering I know what's in it and what it's used for, I don't mind handing that responsibility over to the dwarves.
You'd be okay with them having this potential artifact?
If they know what to do with it.
All right, well. If you are okay with it, and if Iris does not have a problem with it, Tetsu's just going to do whatever Core says. As long as Core is okay with giving the box over, I suppose we could give over that particular box and keep our mind covered once we need it. I mean, we got our own box. We can give them that box we just found, correct?
There's something strange with your mic.
My mic? Well, let me do some shifting.
Because,
Any better?
at least I can hear it. I don't know if it's going to show up on the recording. I can hear it's just this, I don't know how to, Travis will understand it. There's like dirty sound in the background.
Yeah. It's as if it's not exactly cleaning. It's like a little feedback. But
yeah.
All right, well, let me try something. That will be your turn.
So y'all give him the box?
I see no reason why not to.
I guess so.
Alright, so Iris pulls out the box. The correct box.
Yes.
With all the stuff in it.
Sure.
And hands it over. From will take it, open it to make sure everything's in there. And say, wow, we appreciate it, Iris. Closes it, hands it to her dwarf. Now, where y'all heading?
I don't know. Where's Core want to go?
Well, since Cora looks like she's in her own little world, I'm going to ask y'all, since you're the only ones here.
Well, we were headed to intervene in a meeting between the Drow and the orcs, the orc tribes that were pushed up here into the mountains. We have information saying that they are trying to form an alliance.
You don't say.
And so we're here to see that it doesn't come to fruition.
He looks over at Tetsu. Your little bird, no, you have a name.
Tetsu, and we'll learn well to know it.
I was going to say Tawanda, but Tetsu works. Now, can Tetsu go kill someone for us?
I've killed many, however, who and why?
What you see as mighty and proud we dwarves are, we're not one for the stealth. We don't like it. We think it's a coward's way of fighting. But nevertheless, since I'm assuming we're the only one who knows you're here, and you are an adventuring party, how do y'all feel about assassination?
He's gonna look to Core because again, right now his contract is with her, so
I'm just gonna say Core gives a thumbs up.
he's gonna look back to him and go, who needs killing?
Well, orc and drow leaders.
Do you know where they are?
Yes.
He's immediately just going to just like drop the kimono and just pull up the face mask and go, all right, where are they?
Perfect. And y'all look like y'all healthy and healing and all that fun stuff. We can talk about the details on the way. Sound good?
He's just gonna pack up his stuff into his bag and just sit there and go, all right, let's go.
Does the rest of y'all actually? I don't. Yeah. Does the rest of y'all have a problem with this?
I have a slight inclination because I don't know why we need to assassinate leaders of both factions. But I am willing to discuss on the way.
Because by killing each of the leaders, it's going to unsew the structure of these groups. By doing so, the armies will not know who to turn to for leadership, as their minions are going to fight each other for power and control.
Either that, or they will think the other leader was assassinated by the other, and therefore go to battle with one another.
Correct.
Indeed, possibly, but were they to both be killed at the same time, the group might then unify and say that somebody, the third party they were fighting, might have gotten both their leaders, and then we might have connected them even further.
Well, since they're not connected right now, they would not draw to that conclusion, since they were not technically allies at the time.
We don't know that.
They were in negotiations.
I have a weapon from each faction. It should be simple to sow the seed of distrust into one another by taking a weapon from the drow and planting it into the leader of the orcs, and then taking an orcish weapon and leaving it in the body of the drow leader.
What happened to us trying to get the drow on their side?
Or an even simpler thing, you go in, you assassinate, you use that mimic voice, do your thing, and get the fuck out of there.
Yes.
Make it a lot more simpler. And we dwarves, since we're the best out of all, we can distract. Give you guys some time to sneak, in, kill, and then sneak on out.
I am decidedly glad I was not raised under your mouth.
Oh my, well that's a pity. You must be one of them soft dwarves. But it's okay.
Well,
We will still give you dwarven hospitality. Alright, let's go.
I'm just as we go back, I'm gonna pull back to Core, and I'm just gonna be like beside her and just go like, I think this dwarf was raised out of some graveyard dirt, and it's probably the same ground I did.
Core's response will always be a thumbs up.
That's cool. That's what I wanted, was validation.
Alright. So he will walk with you guys for about a good hour or so, leading you out of this location. When you guys get out of the location, you can kind of, as you look back, see an archway and very faded rune symbol on top of it. That unfortunately only Talbot can read because it's in Vedalken. And it will say, you can piece the words together. It'll say Factory 8257. And as you guys keep walking, the door will pretty much talk and tell you that we do have forces at the ready. We exactly know their meeting spot. They've actually been meeting for several days now. It just they haven't come to a conclusion. They just know that if they don't join forces, they won't be able to take over Dwarven City. because of how highly defensible dwarves make their towns and their cities, unlike the other races who just put up silly sticks or use devil magic.
So of the two factions, which one is more volatile?
It's hard to tell. Each of them prides himself in a different thing. So it's just trying to put that pride aside to join forces, but then it goes to the point of who gets what loot, and then who gains a city, and who gets what prisoners, and so forth. So it's a big giant argument right now.
And what did the orcs pride themselves on right now?
Power, brute strength, and their orcish traditions and blood magic. Well, there he is.
Kind of right now. Oh, there he is.
Alright, Kyle, it's up to you. Go for it.
1 second.
Alright.
Pause for info.
Gotta do it every time.
It's Senguine! Oh my god, we love you. We miss you.
Azad.
I don't know why that had to be the intro, but... Alrighty then.
And then the next thing he's gonna ask is for the drow. What are they most? What was the word? Proud of, or what was it?
Proud.
Yeah.
Ooh, who's giving me feedback?
Probably me. It's always me.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's the only one who's got a box that's going right now.
Yeah, because I can hear myself. Oh, nope, I can't hear it no more. Okay, anyways. Oh, no, there it is. Alright, they will
If
provide...
I turn these off, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm just going to try talking through my iPad instead of using the headsets.
10-4.
We'll see if that solves an issue.
Okay. Oh, no, I can still hear it.
That's not me!
Yeah, it looks like it's Sarah and Kyle.
Sarah. Kyle.
I don't know, I think it's the person who just joined us. We didn't have these issues before.
Yeah, I was about to say, we weren't having this problem until Senguine showed up.
Senguine has push to talk on, so.
Oh, Peter's gone.
No, I'm still here.
Well, because you're when you put your hands up like this, your screen froze, and you didn't move for like.
Yeah, I did. Oh God. Okay. Well, we're gonna try something. Everyone, go ahead and exit the call, and then come back in.
Okay. I don't know what. God. You're gonna. We'll be right back. We are back.
Okay. Now we're gonna do a check. Eli, give me a lovely small sentence.
Hello, Peter. How are you today?
Love it. Rachel?
Hi. I don't know if this is gonna count.
Okay, it works. Sarah, Kyle?
Oh wow.
I'll take it. And the one, the only, the person who broke my heart, Travis.
Yo, what the fuck?
Because you drove back home.
It's okay. Alright, so they pride themselves in weapon finesse and their drow magic.
You said weapons and drow magic?
Correct.
I think by nature, if we're trying to figure out who's most prideful, I think it'd just be the orcs based on their general low intelligence.
Yeah.
Primarily.
I figured that too.
Most
But I also
volatile.
want to have all that information written down for me.
Alright, to catch Senguine up a little bit, to let you know, The group had a vision-esque with a bunch of killing of the mercenaries who hired you guys. They found a box with artificial tools and supplies. They were then surrounded by dwarves of the Silver Hand that you guys met prior, way before in Greenus, with General Frum. And he pretty much wanted the box. You guys gave him the box, and now he's hiring you guys to assassinate the orcs and drow leaders. He's taking you to them as we speak. So you guys are walking right now to their core. Is at the current moment just being on autopilot, giving everyone the thumbs up and telling them good job. Alright.
Hey, Peter.
What up, dog?
I was very patient and waiting till today.
I know.
Can we look at it?
You want to look at it now?
Yeah. Can you whip that sucker out real quick?
I can whip it out right now.
Yes, please.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Hold on.
Alright, so unfortunately, we're not going to tell him what it is yet. I am just going to show Eli this first, and then I'm going to show everyone else.
Ah, it's the Senguine art.
Well, now it's not as fun anymore, so go fuck yourself, Travis.
I mean, we all kind of figured.
Yeah.
That's not the point!
Now you're
Alright.
breaking his heart and his soul.
Yep, he usually does that. Now, I already told... Oh, God. Oh, wait. Okay. I told Eli I am going to record his reaction. So I need to make sure I get this correct. Just focus on that beautiful man right there.
I didn't put my makeup on, though, so...
It's okay. You're beautiful no matter what.
Thanks.
Alright, now I'm gonna send it to... Oh, God. Hold on.
Travis, how does it feel to have Peter flirting with another guy?
You know, I don't care. You know, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't care.
He says that now.
I'm so excited. Guys, I'm so excited.
Not gonna lie, it is... From the artist herself, this was the most fun she had making.
Hell yeah.
Oh, by the way, quick, before we do this, episode 28, part 1 is up, so whenever you guys have a chance, go ahead and take a look at that lovely episode brought to you by yours truly, for the quest. Okay, we're gonna finish that plug. Alright, so... It looks like I'm gonna need to just do this all at once. So we're gonna head. Alright, so Eli, don't have Facebook up yet because don't have Facebook Messenger up yet. So I'm gonna show you it in there, and then I'll let you know when to open it. So I'm actually gonna focus on your screen, so you're at the center of attention there. Alright, so don't have it up. You don't have it up? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, it's up. It's in a different tab.
Okay, good. It is sent. Don't do anything yet. And go for it.
So excited. That's fucking badass, dude. Oh, that's so cool.
So Eli is taking a look at his Dungeons and Dragons character named Senguine.
Look at that. That's incredible. Oh my god, like the weapons. Oh my god. That's so cool. That's so fucking cool.
Perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to get the group's reaction. So again, y'all cannot have that tab or have it in a separate tab or whatever, just don't look at it just yet, because I also do need to get your guys' reaction on it. I'm going to post it in the pass of 2, so I'll let you guys know when to kind of like open that app or tab or whatnot. Alright, so here it is being sent, and go for it.
Oh shit!
Hey, Senguine.
Nice.
Looking Sexy.
Birthday. Feeling fine, baby.
I was like, are they gonna get the daddy aspect right?
Yeah, look at that dad bod.
Oh, that's Zaddy. That's Zaddy Sanguine right there, dude.
Look at that Mjolnir hanging from your neck. Ooh.
You know
That was
it.
perfect.
Yes, Daddy.
Now, that's even better than I was picturing. That's so amazing.
Right? I absolutely love it. I saw it and my jaw literally dropped and I teared up a bit. And I was like going from May-I, who just looked exactly what Travis envisioned, and I love May-I's artwork so much as well. And then going to Senguine, it just like the art just keeps going up. And since this one was a different style, because May-I didn't really have much like armor or anything in a way, it was just more of that character that we wanted to see in May-I. This one was more of that military, that organization character that we see. It's kind of like with Typhon's thing, you can tell that they are strong characters with that background. So when I saw it, I was like, wait, does Senguine not have horns? I keep forgetting that fact.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have horns.
And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I love that she even like nailed like the smirk too. Like he's like little cocky little douchebag a little bit.
Does anyone get a Dragonite from Pokemon vibe from this?
Not really. Maybe a little, but not really.
I'm honestly surprised with like the black armor.
Right.
I thought it would have been lighter.
Oh, really? No, it's always been black armor.
Huh. I don't know why, but I always pictured like a almost like bluish steel. I don't know why.
Well, what's funny is like since when I painted Senguine's miniature, I've always had that picture in my mind for Senguine because that's all I saw. So when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't have a shield. He doesn't have an axe. He doesn't have a helmet.
Yeah, I'll forget that too. Like he doesn't have like a hand axe because like that's like the figurine.
Mm-hmm. So that
I gotta get my roommate to look at this one.
Oh, that's all good. So that would be the last, unfortunately, picture I get done from characters in this campaign. That's the last one I'm able to afford at this current moment. But if you guys have the time or the money, go ahead and check out the artist. We'll put that link, as always, in the description and everything. And you can gladly hit her up. She's wonderful. She's very timely in it and everything. I hit her up a couple days ago, and she's like, yeah, I can get it done by, I think it was supposed to be done actually tomorrow. So she got it done early for me, and I absolutely love it. So now I just gotta get a picture of the 7, because those 7 artworks that are done from Eugene, Typhon, Iris, May-I, Leander, and Core. Those 7 will get a giant artwork done where they're all together in a tavern. That will probably be much later in the future, but that will definitely be blown up, and it will be one of those scenes. Actually, we're going to recreate the scene that May-I gave Typhon cinnamon.
Oh my god, yes.
So I was muted during that, but I was saying the same thing.
So it would be like Typhon over here, May-I, and then Iris close by, and then May-I's handing him a drink, and Typhon's like, okay. While everyone else is doing everything else. And then if we do get an artwork of Beryl and Tetsu done, I'll have them in the background, just background characters, but it'll be that little like foreshadowing that later on in that adventure they meet up together. That being said, we're gonna go for another 23 minutes, and then we'll take our first intermission break. Actually, we'll go for another 5. We'll just go ahead and do intermission here.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Right? Well, because I was thinking about a 2-hour mark. We're pretty much at that 2-hour mark here. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break for everyone who is watching. We'll be back in about 10. We'll be back in 13 minutes. We'll be back at 8:50. At that time, I'm going to be muted, deafened, and everything else. And for Twitch, I'll be playing some music. Brought to you by Brett Max. Go ahead and check out his music on YouTube. And then we'll go ahead and continue. And unfortunately, as much as I love to talk about Senguine and his gloriness, we'll save that for the end of the session. And whatnot. So this is part 1. Signing off. Come check us out at part 2. Actually, if you guys want, we can just chit chat and talk about stuff in an intermission.